we go! So it's been such a long time since I last streamed in Spine, and let's see if I still remember how this is done. The plan for today is to rate this nice dude, which is this way, by BlueGoo Games. It's for the game Space Chef. Yeah, and of course, if you don't know, I am Erika, and I used to stream in the past for Esoteric Software channel, so you might remember me from there. Oh, BlueGoo Games now can hear. Fantastic! And thanks for being on the stream. Here we go. So we have this bad boy ready to be animated, and I already have made an idol and a sleep idol, but I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to keep that. So here's a simple idol, but I'm not totally satisfied, I'll be honest. And we have a sleeping idol here, where he is peacefully sleeping. Oh, this part here, I might want to correct it later. So we have a list of animations. An idol, a second kind of idol when he'll be looking around. The sleeping idol, falling asleep, waking up. An attacking bump where he bends the head down and bumps. An attack with the feet where he strikes with the claws, dangerous. And then it turns, and then there's this comment. It's huge, how can it really turn? We'll see. He also needs to eat from the ground, and he needs to be hit. He or she, we don't know. And then he dies and walks and runs. Okay, we can do this. So likely the walking animation is probably one of the easiest one to do. But to do a good walking animation, it would be nice to know how many pixels it should move to the side for it to work. Because I want to have an outline view here for your viewing pleasure, so that while I do my shenanigans in Spine, you can still see sort of animation that looks good. Oh wait, is the outline animation the good one? Let's test this. So if I put outline, yeah, it's not going to move. So that was not the one that I wanted. I want the preview view, my favorite view, because I have to repeat view 2 times in a row for it to sound normal. I guess I'll put the sleeping idol for now, but I'm going to change it as soon as I have a more decent idol to show. But where would this fun be if I had already animated everything about this boy? Or girl, we don't know. Let's start the walk because it's an easy one, although long, and it can be challenging for new users. So let's start with that. I'll create a new animation, and I'll call this animation walk, of course. Walk, here we go. It's been a while. Have streams been regularly happening? No, you're actually lucky because this is the first in a long time. And I was gonna give up if nobody had showed up, so I'm glad you're here, thank you. So this skeleton is particular because we're going to start with this vanilla version of the skeleton, but it's going to be so exciting later on because we're going to make it we're going to shove a lot of skins into that with custom heads, necks, perhaps wings. We're going to start with this very simple skeleton that you might start with as well, and now we're going to make it more complicated and add more stuff thanks to skin constraints and skin bones, which are one of the latest features that was added in Spine, which I was really craving to start using. Walks are not actually that difficult if we use this trick, which I've been using lately, which makes animating walks pretty fast. The first thing we want to do is to set a constant speed at which our bad boy is going to move, or girl, because I keep forgetting. In my mind it looks a little bit like a boy, but imagine if this was Lucy the lizard, which would have been so fun. So we're going to create a new bone in setup mode to use as a placeholder for this motion. We're going to get rid of it later or not, I haven't decided yet. So here is the new bone. It's been created here on the root. I'm going to call this bone container. Here we go. Now I'm going to parent the hips to the container. And we also have to parent the rest of these constraints, which are the legs. And that's why the container is useful, because if I just move the hips like this, yeah, this will be the result. And honestly, we could do better than that. And I'm going to reparent these key targets under the container. What we're going to do next is, as said, we're going to animate this container so that it moves to the side. Do we have any preference on the speed? Perhaps? Let's make it something that makes an appearance of sense. So perhaps we're going to translate it by, let's see, how much is this? 370. So this is how much it will move for a second of animation. Now you may or may not know this, but these numbers here are actually in pixels, at least for what concerns the translate value here. Let's stick to minus 300 just because he's walking. So when he walks, that's his walking speed. Oh, I thought it was going to walk in place, or are you planning to make it move as it animates? Now, that's a trick. You're gonna see why I'm doing this. It's because I hate with a passion sliding feet. So I'm going to avoid those by having a sliding animation for now, and then I'm going to remove the keys that I placed on the container so that it will be walking in place as usual, because it would be weird to have this at runtime, let's be honest. But it's very useful when animating in Spine. You can please use 60 FPS, as it usually looks better on Twitter. Here it's just what we see here is the subdivision of a second. Now the Spine playback runs at 30 frames per second, but actually that's just when the little markers here are placed, so it means that there are 30 of these. But if we go in the Spine settings here and we go on the graphics, it should be the general graphics, yeah, we see that the editor frame rate is actually 60 FPS, so it's automatically like that, and that's something that you can set also at runtime, which doesn't influence it at all. And we can also retime this later if we really are set on 30 FPS. For now I'm going to keep the 30, but if we need 60, it's going to be really easy to change. Now let's move on. As I said, the first step is to move this forward, and we said that 300 is the amount that we're going to set for now. So the next step is to start setting the keys for the feet. So as I imagine this, okay, that's gonna be complicated because this is a quadruped. So they have a walk that is slightly offset by 2 frames. So I'm going to first have to animate the front paws or the back paws, depending on what I prefer. And then I'm going to animate the other set and offset it by a certain amount. So the hips are going to be at their upper point where he's sitting in a like when he's standing, right? I decided it's a boy. And this is going to be the highest point, so I'm going to key the translation of the hips here and here, which are the 2 highest points, because of course it's going to move both legs, and the lowest point of this walk is going to be, like, I'm placing it arbitrarily here, and it's going to be when he places the foot down. So we say this is a good amount. I copy and paste this. So what happens is this. Of course, he's not walking very much for now, but we're going to arrive there. We definitely need to key the position of these IKs first. So I'm going to key the translation here and here and here for the reason that we're going to see now. Okay. Time for tricks. You know that you can copy transforms, and we can put this to use. If we say that this is the part that he's going to move in the front first, so when it starts moving, it's going to be roughly this height, yeah, because this is the passing position, right? And it's going, of course, to have this bow up also when he finishes its cycle here. We want, of course, this bow to be standing in place, and that's where the trickery arrives, because we're going to do this. We select the bone, which is very different from selecting the key here. This way I'm selecting the key, but what I want to do is to actually select the bone here. So I press Ctrl C while I'm in world position. So I select the bone here, I press Ctrl C and not V, and then I'm going to go here and press Ctrl V, which will make it stay exactly in place, which is basically solving the problem of the walk for us. And then I'm going to also do this nice trickery here, where I'm going to copy the position of this bone transform copy, that means we did it correctly, and I'm going to start pasting it. He's moving to this position, then here, so I'm going to raise it up a little bit, and then he stomps, and that makes it quite easy. So I select this position, bone transform copy, and I leave it here, yeah, because at this point it's our other bad boy that it's walking forward, and then it will resume moving. So we take it from here to here, and we rotate this a little bit, yeah, so that it will look proper again. So I'm going to move this to the proper position, okay, so it was here where I want the stomping to happen, and here I'm going to make it at first slightly tilted because it's moving the paw like this, and then it does this, and then pam, right? So I'm going to take this up a little bit like this, and then here we absolutely want it to be tilted a little more, because you know it's walking after all. Okay, and we're going to copy and paste this last rotation. So you see how easy it becomes to create a walking animation without sliding feet if you add a movement to the container and you start copying and pasting like crazy the transforms of your bones, like easy. And now we're going to repeat this for the other feet. Then we're going to adjust the movement of the body, and then we're going to complete this animation with details and so on. Alright, so we did one feet and it was fairly easy. Now let's do the next. We said that here it's not moving, and then here it moves, and yeah, that's where it arrives. It should arrive there. So I'm going again to select the position of this bone here, and I'm going to paste it like crazy here and here so that it does this. Now again, I want here to still be a passing position, so what I'm doing is this. Alright, if we want to see it cycling in place, we just need to remove this key, and that's the result. But the difference is that if I did just this motion in place, it would have been very difficult to know how to not make the feet slide, right? And how to give it a constant speed, while having the container moving this way made it a breeze, because I could see that the feet weren't sliding this way. Alright, so now he's moving and he's kind of sliding with his feet because, you know, slabs. We need to add the rotation to the feet. So here he stomped. Here it's raising the feet, but I like to keep my keyframes organized neatly. So I'm going to keep that here. Okay, also I need to copy paste that rotation key here. Fantastic. Okay, also I don't want this to start rotating before frame 5, so I'm going to paste that here. And then, okay, because it starts to rotate there and it's horrible, we're going to put this slightly more up here, because, you know, this part doesn't really matter that much. All right. And we need to finish this off by placing the correct rotation. We know that here is where it puts the foot down. Let's push. And here is where the foot is more tilted this way. So it does this and stomp. Alright, nice, looking nice. And we're going to just repeat the process for the other 2 feet. Not that hard. So let's do the same. I guess I'm just going to animate them in synchro and then offset, like repeat the same thing that I did on this and then move the whole thing so that these ones will be offset by 5 frames. We're going to mimic what we did on the other skeleton but in reverse. So the one in the back is the one that starts off. So I copy this here, I paste it here, and then I go on the middle frame here where the other one is a little bit more up here. Cool. And so we set the pathing positions with which we're going to start. So since this is the position that we like, I'm going to deselect and then select the bone. Then I'm going to paste this position here. Oh my god, yeah. And then I'm going to paste it again. It looks horrible, but it's fine. Okay, so I'm going to copy here, copy. Fantastic. Then I'm going, yeah, here it's not up. Okay, cool. So I'm going to paste this here, paste this here. So it's in place. Then I'm going to paste it there again. So it's doing that. And then I'm going to adjust it. And I'm going to adjust it, said, because that's too much. So he's doing this. I'm going to put it slightly back and rotate it a little bit so it's, you know, it will be doing nice stomp stomp. Going to copy this, paste it here. Then here where we liked it, we're going to paste again. And then here our boy is going to rotate, perhaps like so. Copy and yeah, paste. Cool. Ooh, then I'm going to have to adjust the rotation on this, the translation on this a little bit. So I don't like it. Yeah, I'm going to do this and then key the translation so that I can invert it. All right. I'm going to also copy this here so that it's not noticeable. Here where it starts to go crazy, I'm going to paste it again. Perhaps I should have placed that better. Pivot is not quite centered. We can adjust that. We're still in time. I'll perhaps change the weights here to bend it to my will. And perhaps I add a little bit weight of this here. Actually, I'm just going to bind the foot there. And then I'm going to, yeah, where he's doing this horrible thing, I'm going to open the weights and add a little bit of influence of that. Yeah, much better. I could change the weights to be just on that, and that solves all my problems. Okay, so it's doing this horrible thing here. Clearly too horrible. So we're going to move this rotation key there. All right. And now peace and heaven again. Now we're just going to need to rotate this foot here as well. And we want the rotations in. So we're keying the rotation here. and also here, because at the end it's going to be the same as at the start. Then again we key here because it's still not gonna move, and then here where it's the passing position we're going to rotate it this way. I'm going to offset it again because it's horrible like that, and then Stumpy is here, copy and paste, and the frame before the stump is this. Alright, so it does this. Why is it moving so much? Because I haven't pasted all the keys yet. Okay, so I go here, I copy the transforms, I paste them here, and also here. Okay, so it's up and it's down, up and down. I'll have to do the same fix here. So I'm going to bind the foot and I'm going to set it up so that the weights are going to follow closer to the foot. Yeah, you know, such things seem perfect in setup, and then you start animating and you realize that you need to change it a little bit. Happens. So let's create a new mesh here. And I'll edit the mesh. I'm going to do a super simple mesh because I don't need anything fancy. I'm going to stop that around here and then close it like that. Edit the mesh, create here. Oh, so that you know this part is isolated. I want to risk it and see how it goes. I don't even wait for it to stop computing the weights. Life is too short for that, and I'm going to change them anyway, so who cares. And that's where it deforms that, and I hate it, so let's change it back. I see that there's no happy ending for me here, so let's try. Oh yeah, that fixes it. I guess I will have to make do. What if I change the weight here a little bit? Yeah, but at least it's not noticeable anymore. So I'm going to save. Now I'm going to move the rest of the body. I'm going to try to get some nice poses. So first this up, then this down. Let's see if it works. Of course, if I don't key the first frames, it's gonna be useless. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to store this position. I pressed Ctrl+3, and then I'm going to press Ctrl+1 and Ctrl+2 so that I store these and I can quickly recall them and edit them. Okay, so it's doing this, and then it goes up because that's the up position. Okay, and then it goes normal, and perhaps we can cycle this cheaply. Let's see. Oh, it's just 30 frames, so 1 2 3 1 2 3. That's the correct one or not? Oh no, don't offset everything, please. So I'm going to select this, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. Nah, it's still looking weird. This part in the middle is bumping so much. I want to see it without the container movement. But it's not that bad. Is our boy going to move the head like that? So that's the standard rotation that we're going to reintroduce at some point. But for now, I'm going to just move it as I please. So if that's how it has to be, I'm going to place it there. Yeah, so I'm going to animate this rotation. So let's see, when it's going down, the head is going to go up. And then it's going to go back, so the head is going to do this. Yeah, then it looks horrible. So let's copy and paste. Fantastic. Also, yeah, I wanted to fix this, so let's fix it now. Okay, a bit more up. That's more logical, I guess. I want to see the laser move again. Why did I erase that one? Now I have to move it back. So minus 300. I'm glad I chose an amount that I can remember. Yeah, because that's fine. It's so in sync though. I don't like it. How about I offset it? Like this. And now the head is straight. Damn it. How about this? How about this? The correct amount would be something like this. But I had avoided until now to place keys in betweens because, you know, I had it so neat, so perfect, and now bam. But whatever, this is secondary motion, so it can also go that way, I suppose. So let's move this cute little tail. Let's see. This is one extreme, and this is the other extreme. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I don't want to move it that much. Well, perhaps open its mouth in some frames so that it moves just a little bit. So you may notice it or just not. It's so long. It's so ridiculously long, this song. What are we gonna do with it? So it's inside the mouth. Yeah. And I wanted to create a new animation. One of the attacks. I'm going to call this attack. Yeah, that's the sound I did. Let's see, I'm going to make a key pose. Oh wow, scary. And then it stomps. You are just an idiot. I'll let you know. Yeah, it's like it's doing, you can't do this. It's going to scratch. Yeah. So we're going to make him raise. Oh, look how big, how scary. That looks like my dog when he jumps on me. I have a dog now. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. And she's amazing. Her name is Luna. You probably know if you're on the unofficial Spine Discord. It's going to do just how Luna does when she tries to cling on me and attack. Okay, so that's the ugly pose of someone who is very angry. And then in the next keyframe, this baby is going to attack. Yeah, and then and it's down. Yeah, oh yeah, that's the pose that I like, so I'm going to key it. Control Shift L is the hotkey that you want to use in these cases. And then bam! Oh damn it! Yeah, of course you need to use it when you have everything deselected, otherwise it's going to just suck. Copy and paste. And bam! It goes down, and then it should go. It got destroyed. I meant to rotate it, but the result was much funnier than I expected. Yeah, I broke it. Ooh, perhaps it extends. So it does this, and then it returns to a calm position. And now we're going to adjust the timing. Now I found out that working with key poses is much easier if we turn off the interpolation and turn on stepped. So we just see key poses and we can regulate how strong they look. This is up, but it's not anticipating enough. So I'm going to get it more back. I need to rotate the hips first. Oh, there we go. And since it's anticipating, we need to move those little paws in a pose. So strong anticipating pose. Hopefully we could exaggerate it way more, but you know, there's never a limit. So this should be the overshoot pose, the one where it's dangerous. I'm going to adjust it again. I can move this to the extreme, so that's that dangerous pose, and then it goes down and goes back to its normal position. So I want this to happen earlier, so I'm going to copy this and place it here. It goes up. When it goes up here, it should bend more, and these hands here should follow the motion. Like the motion is dictated by the body and then the hands follow. Oh, but it's better now. Okay, so it's doing a bit of a circular motion on the hips, then the back follows, then the back needs to follow nicely, and then the motion when it falls needs to be graceful, so it needs to describe an arc. Let's say it's extending to try and hit. I'm going to remove that bouncing. It feels still a bit weak. Yeah, this pose isn't strong enough. I might even scale it up to make it more intimidating. Yeah. There you go, big paws. Muscles. So I need to fix the arm. I actually wanted to rotate these eyes, make him angry. So here I'm going to use compensate because I want to move this body down and then put it back up. Oh, nice. It's finally turning nicer. Oh, see? Oh, much better silhouette. I should have done that faster. Alright, and then we're going to follow with the little tail. Are we not going to open that jaw now? Like, we have to. Intimidating. Also, finally the tongue. Yeah, we're going to animate that. Wanted to translate it here. Okay. So it's in here. Okay, place it here so it hides all the bad lines. I'm going to destroy the tongue. You're not gonna see it. So you see it for a brief moment, second, and then it's gone. My favorite kind of animation. What about now? Oh my god, it's so cute. I'm going to have to change it, but I love it so much. It's so squishy. Oh, so less squishy. Less enthusiastic, but I guess it was too squishy, too distracting. I can do what I want with this rig. You're not gonna stop me. So I'm going to do this pose. Oh yeah, barely noticeable, but the squish is still there. Just going to make the whole head bigger. Maybe the paws can get bigger. I already scaled them up. Larger. Like, it's barely noticeable, but it's there. Yeah, it feels way more impactful this way. Oh, let's see. When it does the bump, oh, that's where it should go up. Like that? I'm surprised, it's actually good. Alright, that's done for me. No, maybe not. Oh. Now you're attacked by multiple things. You don't know clearly what, but you feel that it's dangerous. Okay, so this was one of the attacks, and we did a walk. I hope this can be interesting for the people watching this later. I sure had fun. Thanks for those of you who decided to keep me company in this. That's it. Thanks, folks. Bye.